So ever since I got into this hobby, I've always dreamed of owning myself a Forgeworld Killtank, specifically the Kill Crusher tank. I mean, look at it, just look at it, what a goddamn beauty. So then as luck would have it, the awesome scratch builder Earthmanbrick got in contact with me and laid down the challenge of an Orky build off for the month of November. This was my opportunity, let's make a kill tank. So let's hit the bits box and see what we can find. So I start by cannibalising an old printer that's been sitting around in the workshop for years. I knew it'd come in handy one day, so I start by cutting up the paper feed tray. That'll act as a lovely dozer ram. I then glue a couple of plastic square rods to it to make a kind of chassis. Then I super glue and pin a bit more of the paper feed tray to the dozer ram to extend it a bit. I then glue on a bit more of the plastic printer housing onto the girdery type things to make a floor for the tank. Then cut up some 2mm thick plastic card to make the sides and front, angling the front a little to give it that wedge kind of look. I also trimmed down the floor piece, it was looking a bit long otherwise. Then cut a little wedge out of the plastic card at the front to make it look like the dozer ram was actually coming out of the front. Then it was time to think about the tracks. These were the bits that were worrying me the most, so I decided to build them separately and stick them onto the sides. So I made a template out of cardboard and traced out 2 equal bases on 2mm thick plastic card, then cut them out, one for the left and one for the right. From the gubbins from inside the printer, I had loads of cogs, springs, rollers, all sorts of things, so I started laying them out onto the plastic card bases. Now for the actual treads. I knew I didn't have the time, patience or the skill to make them myself, so I looted them from this Tamiya Panzer tank kit. So I glued the treads to the outside edge of the template I'd made. My God, this was the hardest bit of the build. I made up the bogies for the tracks with some of the rollers from the printer and springs, and then the centre of an old ballpoint pen, a disposable one. I didn't even bother to take the bloody ink out. With all the base work of the tracks sorted, I decided to move on to building the turret. I went back later and added some more detail to the tracks. This cream cheese tub seemed to be the perfect size and shape for the turret, so I hot glued it to a piece of foam and then fixed it in a position, using the back end as a side turret. The gun barrel was made with a till roll centre and an old pen nicked from work. I then built up some framework out of 2mm plastic card and the square plastic rod. Then I found this fishing reel spool. Still had the line on it, but I thought it'd make a perfect turret for the top. Then it was time to make up some armoured panels. I used a really thin plastic card for this, drilling out gaps for the rivets and then chewing it to give it that bad look. I had this beautiful resin bulkhead door that I'd ordered from Zinj Industries for another project. I also fluffed out some of the back with some of the cabling and gubbins and a bit of Lego and some plastic piping to build up the pump thing on the side. I cut the line off the fishing reel spool and then trimmed off some of the plastic off the top to get a better fix, then started armour plating it. I then painted up a couple of the grot crew to to distract me from all these goddamn rivets. Rivets were made with a mix of hand-cut plastic card and rhinestones. I then built a sort of death roller thingy with some of the gubbins from inside the printer, and then armour plated the ram with the various rivets and various bits of plastic card. So with the base build done, it was time to whiz over to Mel's paint shop. I laid down a base coat of black primer, then dusted from above with white. All the main armour panels were stippled straight from the pot with Avalanche Sunset. I then went round to pick out the metallics. I used gunmetal from Vallejo to pick out all the metallics and some of the damage, picked out a few panels with Lolthern Blue and Evil Sun Scarlet, and then washed all of the yellow parts with Seraphim Sepia. All of the metallics were then shaded with Nuln Oil, and I picked out a few bits of battle damage with Typhus Corrosion. I added a few checkered armoured panels and then rusted up using Forgeworld weathering powder and Vallejo rust. So that's it, build completed. Total build time just over a month and a half. I'm so pleased with this and finally own my own Forgeworld Killtank, a kill crusher at that, which they don't even make anymore. So get yourself over to Earthmanbrick's channel and see what he's come up with. I can't wait to see what his build looks like because he's an epic scratch builder. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoy it. And you can see a few pictures of it next to Mel's battle wagon for a bit of size comparison. What a beast!